Just doing a little video out on our Bsa A10s golden flashes. They were 650. The one I'm on's a 1958 and the one that Nick's on is 1960, but they're virtually the same, very similar. And John's following on his Z500. It's like a modern bike. If you're thinking about getting an old classic British bike, these are really good. But you've got to be able to do a bit of tinkering. It's not like owning a modern bike where you can leave it for a few weeks, go and turn your key and off you go. I mean, these are reliable, and but you know, there's still, you know, quite a bit of maintenance you've got to do, keep on top of. Yeah, on these you have your separate gearbox to your engine, so it's not actually attached to your engine, so you have what they call a primary chain, which connects the chain at the front to the gearbox. Then you have your normal chain and sprockets, what you'd get on a modern bike. So if you alter the tension on your primary chain, you've then got to re-alter your normal chain and sprockets and stuff like this, little things you wouldn't have to do on a modern bike. And these bikes have a dry sump, so they have an oil container on the side, so on the side of your bike it just looks like one of your side panels. One of those is your oil tank. So if you haven't used these for a while, some of the older ones, if you haven't serviced your oil pump very often, the oil will run down to the bottom, and then you've got to drain your oil again and put it back into your tank. Or you can damage your engine trying to start it if all the oil's at the bottom. So it's a simple check. You just take your oil filler cap off, have a look if it's up to the level. It's fine. If it's halfway down your tank, you need to. It's a simple job. You just sump bolt at the bottom, undo it, put it into a pan, then put it back into the tank, and you're ready to go. But this bike's never really suffered from that. I serviced the oil pump on here about, I don't know, a few months back, because a lot of the seals on these are made out of like cork or just old fibre type washers and stuff, but when you replace them, there is modern replacements. But these bikes are just fun for like the back roads, so we don't really use them on the A roads that often, only from an A road to get to a B road. But the suspension's fairly soft on these, and the seats are real soft, so it's when you're going down these old back roads, I suppose in the days when these came out the roads weren't that good anyway, but they do just soak up the bumps. Anyway, we're heading out towards Grosmont today from Driffield, and we're just going to be going down all the back roads, cutting across, enjoying the scenery. Yeah, I mean, if you do decide to get try one of these old bikes out, it's like with most old British bikes, if you treat them with a bit of respect, you know, mechanical sympathy and all that, just, you know, don't berate them like you would a modern bike. They will just go on and on and on. But if you start thrashing one of these, you're going to be soon working on it. But it's one of them bikes, you know, you're not buying it for the same reason you buy a nice modern bike. This is just sort of a more relaxing ride. You must probably go down roads you'd never go down on your modern bike. We're only doing between sort of 35, 55 mile an hour on these. At the moment we're just sat at 40. But you do get time to look around, see the scenery. Yeah, the nice thing about getting on these is you never feel like you're in a rush to get anywhere, and the bike doesn't, it's like on some modern bikes, they almost beg you to speed, where these just pair along nicely, and they're just quite happy to stay at this speed, and it's quite actually nice sitting at this speed for a change. Look how bumpy this bit of road is there. You'll hear that in my voice as I go over them, but if you do that on a modern bike, that is not nice at all. You know, unless you're on a big adventure bike or something, but for really old bikes, they are better than you think they'd be on bumpy roads. And the revs, I mean, they haven't got a rev count on it, but it virtually pulls from nothing, so you can, like, we're in top gear already, 35 mile an hour. And they're not a massively high revving engine, but it just, the low down torque is really good. The other thing you've got to remember about these is you've got drum brakes at the front, drum brakes at the back, and unlike a modern bike where you'll be doing most of your braking on the front brakes, on these you'll most probably do 75% of the back and 25% of the front, because I mean, the fronts do work, but you know, you've got to think about your braking quite a lot earlier. But once you get used to that, you know, they're not bad. I use this bike in winter as well, and that's one good thing about it. These have like massive mud guards and things like a modern bike don't. You sort of go out on a modern bike, and even if it's like even one of my adventure bikes, for instance, you still get covered in water or mud. On these, the mud guards are so big and they work so well, you can virtually get off it after 50 miles and your bike still looks clean as well, other than the inners of your mud guards, but the rest of it looks clean. So this hill we're going up now is quite a steep hill, I'm still in top gear, you know, but you're not going to get acceleration like on a modern bike. They'll, you know, they do notice hills. The other fairly interesting thing, if you're used to riding Japanese parallel twins or V-twins or whatever, each piston goes up and down separately, so one will be at the top, one will be at the bottom. On these engines, even though they're a two-cylinder parallel twin, both pistons go up at the same time and they both come down at the same time. It's just that only one of them fires. So that's what gives them the sort of vibey feel to them. It's a feel like you don't get on a modern engine. It's almost addictive, really, but that's another reason why these bikes were never really that fast. But the good thing about having the pistons in that configuration is the low down torque, so we hardly need any revs. So this bike was traditionally used for sidecars. I would think that most of the A10s in the day would have had a sidecar on them. You've sort of got to remember in the 50s